We are back with another Supergirl Super Tuesday for the penultimate episode, Make It Rain.
I made it rain. Sorry.
I'm like...
I had a qualm moment.
So, how did you enjoy the episode?
They killed Kenny, you bastards. They killed DEMOS, those bastards.
So, yeah, DEMOS, whose name I just learned in this episode.
Stop lying.
Anyway. Here's the thing. I legit did, because I know we learned it in the other episode, but I promptly forgot it. So
I love that man. That man is fine. I knew and remembered his damn name.
He is incredibly good looking. That has nothing to do with whether or not I will remember your name. Also, his name is weird and it doesn't go with his face.
Let's move on. I'm just mad that they killed him. And I'm like, oh, shit's getting real, because he's been one of the longer term recurring side characters. No, I enjoyed the episode. It was heavy. It was intense. It was well paced. I'm a little nervous because I feel like we're losing folks, and we can talk about the death pool at the end. But you know, shout out to our supporting characters: Wynn, Alex, Ruby, DEMOS. They all stepped up this episode. All of them stepped. Shit, Monel.
Oh yes. Oh, but you know how I love Monel anyway. So like, I'm forever talking about Monel.
I mean, between DEMOS going for the blood, between Ruby noticing that he needed to get something and needed a distraction from the Dark Kryptonian and creating one for him, Wynn coming up with the tech, Alex coming through with the drop kicks, Monel fixing the transporter. I mean, just our supporting characters just stepped their game up this episode, and I loved it.
The other thing, didn't Ruby was the one who activated that thing around
the shield.
Yeah,
yep, she turned on the shield because she remembered what Lena told her, that, hey, Kryptonians can't see through this thing.
Thank you. Because that was the thing, was I was like, that was so friggin' smart. It was like, not only could she not see through it, but then when she tried to use her X-ray vision on it, it bounced back at her.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, I loved it. So the Dark Witches have invaded Earth, and they are trying to reawaken Rain, who is now officially separated from Sam, but one cannot survive like while the other lives. So as one gets stronger, the other gets sicker. So that's what happens to Sam. And they are trying to get the blood. They need the blood of purity and pestilence in order to revive Rain completely. So they head to the DEO to get their samples of their blood. Oh,
Coleville.
We have to talk about, yes. Is that his name?
Yep.
Who is he in real life?
Chadlow.
Thank you, Chadlow. I was like, in my mind, he's just always Chadlow. Another person whose name I did not bother to learn on this show. He's just Chadlow to me.
The superior low.
Definitely the superior low. He was horrible.
And that's why he died horribly, and I was all right with it. Oh. My only regret is they didn't show us him melting to death.
I know. Oh, he's all like, I bow before you. I am a disciple of Jaru, and all this other ridiculousness. And he's over here helping them. And then they finally reawaken Rain, and I love how all three of them looked at him like,
we don't need him anymore.
We don't need you anymore.
He was like, but wait. And they were like, hypocrite. No, bye. He's like, you change allegiances way too easy. We don't need you, and we can't trust you.
Like, he was basically like, but Black Lightning, I sell drugs in the community. And they were like, goodbye. Like, we do not care. They went off on him, and I was here for it because he deserved it. I don't know what he thought was going to happen. Like, I honestly don't know. When people do this whole thing where they're like, oh, I thought you were about righteous justice and all this other stuff, it's like, no, people who come in and kill people, whether they're the bad people or not, are not good people. That's not how this works.
I'm like, dude, but even if they were, like I said, you change your allegiances too easy. What made you think you was ever gonna make it out of here unscathed? Much less alive.
He was so dumb, and I was here for them killing him every single minute. I did whatever. Like I shoulder shrugged when it happened. I was like, should have thought about it beforehand. I don't know what to tell you. He was the worst. So everyone else just goes to work, like you said, Ruby. She comes in, throws up the shield. Demos comes in to get the blood out of the lab. Ruby distracts them. Then Alex comes through with the super suit and the kryptonite bullets and the kryptonite
lace gloves. Oh my God.
So here's my thing. Two things is, number one, I think Lena was really smart in giving the kryptonite stuff to Alex. Because if there's anyone that Supergirl is going to trust to have that stuff, it's going to be Alex.
Exactly.
And then two, thank God that Lena developed all of that stuff. Like, this is exactly what she was talking about. She's like, first of all, you're not the only Kryptonian left. We know this because motherfuckers keep showing up from your planet. Second of all,
for you and your cousin to be the last ones from Krypton, it sure is a lot of you fools showing up.
And then you also are a wild card because the way your homies and your planet roll, you know, you touch the wrong type of kryptonite, or like something happens to you, y'all turn evil. How are we supposed to defend ourselves? So I'm so glad that she had, all kryptonite, everything on tap. And then Alex using it when she lost the gun, and then she used her glove to make the gun come back to her hand. I hollered. I was like, "Yes, Alex, yes!"
I love when she goes Alex Wick. I just love it. Like, yeah.
When she did the double kick and kicked both of them old cronies in their chests.
And knocked them to the next floor. I'm like, again.
I love Alex so much. I love her so much. Oh, don't say it.
I didn't.
Okay.
I thought it, but I didn't say it.
I felt it. I felt that you were thinking it. Alex is going to be fine. She's going to be great. She's going to adopt that baby she was looking for, or she's going to get a brand new 12-year-old when Sam dies. One or the other.
Okay.
One or the other.
Okay.
Don't do this. Don't
do what? I'm not doing nothing. You're paranoid.
Okay. So Sam and Ruby have a beautiful talk where basically Sam isn't feeling well and she kind of tries to play it off at first. And then Ruby's like, we're not doing this again. Like, you need to tell me what's going on. And she admits that she's sick. And then they figure out that she needs to go back to that place in her mind where she fought off Rain in order to fight what's happening to her, because her blood cells are dying and Rain is becoming stronger.
Now, I'm sure they'll explain it next week, because I'm still not quite sure how her going to that place in her mind helps her fight Rain now that they've been separated, but I guess not. Maybe that's what it is.
Thank you for that, because I also, too, do not understand. This felt very science circles to me. But I was like, it's a comic book. I'm going to let them be comic booky and, come up with.
And I've been enjoying everything they've been giving us so far, so I'm a trust.
Yeah, and that's a, forever comic book trope. Like, they have to go into their mind to learn the truth of blah, 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 blah. And you're like, okay, I guess so. I don't understand how that really works, but okay. So I was like, I'm going to let them rock with this. Like, Black Panther does it all the time. Like, literally every time they have to fight something, they're like, we got to go to the ancestral plane. I'm like, really? Every time? There's no way we can do this right here on Earth? Okay. So I was just like, I'm going to let them rock with this. And then my favorite thing about when they revived Rain is her first thing that she says is, "Y'all are real." Like, I was kind of surprised by that because I felt like for Rain as a character has seemed so very determined in her mission and very sure about her mission. Like, it always seemed whenever she was having doubts, it was coming from the Sam part of her. So I was surprised because I was kind of like, oh,
I didn't take it that way.
Well, not that she doubted, but just I was like, she wasn't even really sure if these people were real.
No. I was under the impression she assumed they were dead.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, they were only over there in hologram form. I'm pretty sure they genetically coded her to understand, hey, we sent you from a dying planet, or she got that knowledge when she did the Quick Notes version of, school at the Dark's Fortress. I just assumed she thought they were dead. It's like, oh, y'all are here and live in color. All right, let's do what we came to do then.
Okay. I still think that's weird, though. Because it's like, I don't know. I feel like if somebody programmed me to be a thing, but then I'm like, that person isn't even around anymore, do I really care anymore?
If you're programmed to, yes, ma'am. That's not how programming works.
I'm just like, I'm like, then maybe I'll do something different. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe Rain, like, deep down, she just wanted to be a chef. I don't know.
Okay, we're going to move on.
Just saying, you're really following some dead people stuff. Like, y'all ain't even here. Do we, like, if the person who gave you the purpose dies, is there really a need for it anymore? I don't know. Maybe think for yourself. Could have avoided this whole thing.
So Mary decides to pass on his knowledge to his son via the reach, and once it's complete, he passes away. And that goodbye scene between Papa Jones and Alex and John, that
was so all beautiful. The feels. That was so beautiful. I just, how I feel about Papa Jones. That's just Carl Lumley. Love Carl Lumley. And then how, Alex has developed a relationship with them. Like, to the point where, remember, he was straight up, trying to diss Alex because she was the first one to figure out that he had alien Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. They have developed, like, a really beautiful kind of
family.
Grandfather type granddaughter relationship, which, always also goes back to the fact that, like, John lost 2 daughters.
Yeah.
And now he has 2 surrogate daughters. So yeah, that scene was very, very beautiful. And
when, he's like, home isn't a location, it's a place. It's, home is where you're loved, and this is his home, and you guys are his home. I'm like,
and Kyler Lee, she comes from the Grey's Anatomy School of Acting, so homegirl could drop a tear and like if you don't learn nothing on Grey's Anatomy, you learn how to cry. Because somebody is forever dying on that show. So yeah, it was really beautiful. It was really well done. And then he ends up, they have all of their scenes of transferring over the memories. And I do really like, he's like, it's gonna go like backwards. So there's going to be the years that I was imprisoned, and that's going to be really, really hard. But, then we're going to get to all of the stuff that I want to pass on to you, all of the knowledge about our people, and they're going through that hard part. And then he's like, but there was you being born and, me starting a family, and, those were the important parts of my life. You changed the direction of my life. I was like, like, what kind of, it's not even like Black fatherhood. This was just, it's just all the fatherhood. It was so beautiful. But then so we learned that, like, Rain's thing isn't this whole, like, righteous justice thing. It's like she's made to terraform the earth and so that the Kryptonians could live there. So as she starts doing that, the earthquakes, tsunamis, like all of these different things start happening. And so then John and his father aren't able to complete the ceremony. And, you know, his father has that line where he's just like, you know, I want to save my son's home, like where he is now. And he's going to somehow like go into the
earth, shapeshift into the part of the earth that's cracked.
Yeah.
To stabilize it.
And become like part of the earth.
Which will shred him apart and kill him. Mm-hmm. And we knew we were going to lose him, but we thought it was going to be like a peaceful passing as he's getting memories. And now it seems like it's going to be a brutally painful death.
I think it's funny that you thought it was going to be a peaceful passing. Because I
don't know. Can I hope for the black man?
I did
not.
The
green man. Can we hope for the green man? Can we hope?
I did not think it was going to be peaceful. I did think that they were going to at least pass over that knowledge before it happened, which to me makes it even more tragic when you're thinking about it in terms of, you know, I don't think Supergirl tries to hide this metaphor. Like, John and his father are black. That has happened to black people in this country, all over the world. Like, that loss of connection between your past, like with your past. And so I think it was like it's a fitting metaphor. It's a tragic metaphor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. I do agree.
So,
trying to think through the scenes. Oh, we talked about Mon-El stepping up and being a man and helping fix stuff. And
Mon-El coming through that portal with the right hook into old Sally Mae's face. Yes.
Sally Mae, oh my
God. Those other two women, other than Zelina, they both look like just 53%ers. Like
they long in the tooth. Long in the tooth.
Very long in the tooth. Like, you know, maiden mother crone. Like they. And I also like how they call her.
They're not the new gods; they are the old ones.
The old guys by the old guys and the new. Yeah, I like how they call this.
We're going to hell, you know that, right?
I mean, as long as I'm not going alone, which
I got you, boo.
Yeah, they call her stupid, and she is, because she ends up opening the portal that brings them through. And Kara and Erica Durant's playing Melissa Benoist.
This show does that so much, and they do it so well. They pick the perfect people who are able to pull that off. I love it.
To me, that is the mark of having good actors on your show, where if they can either play different versions of themselves, like how on The Flash when they do like Earth 2 or these other Earths, or if they can play the other characters on the show. That always to me is the mark of like a really good actor. And like not in a way that's like I'm imitating them, but like I am being this person, like when it doesn't feel like, oh, you're just pretending to be them, but you're like, you are them. Yeah, it was very funny. She's like, when? Get it together.
So yeah, I don't know if I said this. I'm going to apologize if it's a repeat. When going through, you know, he was proud of himself developing these non-lethal weapons, and like like we were talking about, of course, the first thing you should probably develop if we're talking non-lethal weapons is a shield, because, you know, this isn't the Middle Ages where people did ceasefires and sit downs in the middle of war. They not going to just come non-lethal because you went non-lethal. But the fact that Demos had the belt, he turned it on, and it worked. But we should have known that something was going to go wrong, because even when Wynn fended off one of the Dark Priestesses, he got knocked down pretty hard.
Oh yeah, no, it was like when Demos punched him, when he was so happy to punch him. When Demos punched him, it was like nothing. But when the Dark Witches hit him, he went flying across the room. Like he wasn't as hurt as he would have been had he not had the shield, but he went flying across the room. So,
And I mean, even when he got hit by the one blast, you kind of saw it really impacted the shield. So of course we were gonna lose Demos, who those petty bitches hit him with 3 blasts. All 3 of them hit him at the same time.
it was so. You're very right. It was sad, even if I did just learn his name, because we saw in the last episode where everybody went crazy at each other that Demos has a backstory. It's just like they've given us these little snippets of it. He really doesn't like Win for some reason. Like in my mind, it's because one time when he did a fish in the office microwave, and Demos was never.
My headcanon was a little more serious than that. I feel like it was how he was brought on. All these other agents, even the scientists, were trained, they applied, whereas Wynn just knew Supergirl and got a job. That's how in my head it was working out. Like, I don't like you because you're legacy. I had to work my person of color ass off, and you white man just walked in because of who you knew.
Well, sounds quite right.
And it made it even more heartbreaking. Like, because Wynn was heartbroken because he was like, you had me thinking I could change the world. I'm like, Wynn. And no one can account for 3 petty bitches blasting a dude. But beyond that, it hurt him even more because as we learn, even though Kara in that cool scene when Demos threw her the blood before he died, and she burned it in a woman's hand being petty, they were able to use the dried blood in her hand to resurrect Rain. So it was like, damn, not only is Demos dead, it seems to have been all for nothing.
Yeah. And I think that's really, I don't know if you watched the preview for next week, but I think that's really what's going to lead us into next week is, the DEO has made this decision to go non-lethal. Kara herself doesn't believe in killing people. And they have an unstoppable force in Rain and also in these dark witches who are determined to terraform the earth. And it's like, okay, we're really going to have to put those morals to the test now. Are you truly?
Some folks need killing. I say it every week. Some folks need killing.
Here's my thing. I'm not somebody who is like anti the death penalty or those kinds of things. I do think for the most part, most folks don't need killing.
Oh no, I agree. I'm not talking about in real life. Yeah. I'm talking about in show.
And also now that Rain and Sam are separate, if killing Rain also means saving Sam's life, I'm over here like, so
what are we waiting for?
Yeah, when are we killing Rain? So that'll, yeah. I mean, that's gonna be okay.
Let me ask you. You want Sam and Ruby to live, but what do we do with them next season then?
I don't know. They just hang out. Alex needs friends. So does
Lena. They drop down to recurring.
Yeah, I'm like, so does Lena. Like, can we just like do Tuesday night dinners at their house or something? I don't know. People need friends. But I was just thinking like how good of an episode that's going to be next week, because you have the whole thing of like Supergirl not wanting to kill, Rain needing to be killed. If killing Rain saves Sam, you're going to have like Ruby definitely being like, what the fuck are we waiting for? What are you doing? That's going to be a really interesting episode next week.
Also, if that happens, you know what I see happening to start the schism, if we're saying that we're going with Lena as the antagonist next season? Supergirl hesitating to do it and Lena doing it.
Yeah.
And that's also going to split Ruby's allegiance and idolship of Supergirl.
Because even this episode, what was it when they were talking about Sam's blood changing and everything, and she was like, so that's gonna just make you more like Supergirl, like that's great. And I was like, oh girl, no. Like, haven't you been listening? It's like, that is not a good thing right now. Yeah. Next week is actually gonna be really good if they do it right. It's gonna be a really good episode, and I have faith
Come
in
on,
them.
Supergirl. You've been building for 3 years. You can stick this landing. We
Yeah.
believe in you.
We really do. We really do. I'm excited. Yeah, so terraforming the Earth. Demos is dead. John is potentially John's dad is definitely dying next week.
So my call is Sam or Ruby.
Okay.
Manel, no.
No, not Manel. Manel's not gonna die.
I don't want him to die, but I don't see him going back to the future, and I don't know that we need him on Supergirl for another season.
We don't. I just like having him because I like Chris Wood. I like to keep him employed. I like to see those arms. So, I mean, there's lots of new CW shows he could be on. They're rebooting Roswell and Charmed.
Okay, so we're not gonna punish him by sending him to Charmed because he's doing well.
Whatever. I like all those actresses on Charmed, so I'm excited for it. And then
I don't mind the actresses. I mind that trailer. That trailer was terrible.
Legacies, he can't be on that because he was already on Vampire Diaries and the other one, the originals. So he can't be on Legacies. I'm like because so far I've only ever seen him on CW shows, so I assume he has some sort of contract with them. So I'm thinking of all the possible CW shows he could be on. He could guest star on Jane the Virgin. She always needs somebody to date. She's forever dating someone new. I don't want him to die. I think if anything, he should go back to the future, but I don't know if that's going to happen either. But if he's leaving, he could still be on CW. There's lots of other opportunities for us to see him and for him to take his shirt off.
I think my only disappointing thing about this episode was I was hoping when Rain was resurrected, they give her a more iconic look and not just a gel manicure. But I mean, it still works for me. But yeah.
Thank you for mentioning it. Rain's nails? For real?
They gave her Pestilence's nails.
Oh, if that's what you got to do to get them nails, be a world killer, they look awesome. And I don't even
ma'am.
I don't even usually like that type of manicure where it's all pointy, but for some reason, I think it was the color. The color was like that gold. I'm looking at my horrible busted nails right now. What are you over here talking about nails for? But I definitely noticed her manicure. I paid attention to that. Yeah. I love Sam. I love Rain. Yeah. And so it's John's dad, Sam or Ruby, possibly Monel. Who else? Not Alex.
We might lose another named DEO character.
Yeah. No. I like how they're stepping up Schumacher though. Because in my mind I was like Eve, and then I was like, no, they wouldn't kill her. They just promoted her.
And they wouldn't kill her because, I don't know if they're going to go the movie version, but, Miss Tessmacher, even though they played her like a bimbo in the original Superman Christopher Reeve series, if you pay attention, she's very smart. Yeah,
and that's what I like in this was that when we first met her, that is who she was. When we first met her, it was very much so oh, she's just here for jokes and, she's kind of an airhead. And then now they're really made her this smart character and she's helping Lena figure out stuff. And I really appreciate it. So I'm happy about that. I feel like I like the way they played with that kind of ditzy blonde bimbo kind of stereotype. And then
I agree.
So yeah, I don't want her to die. She just got promoted. We just found out she's smart. Yeah, okay. Sam or Ruby, definitely John's dad. Maybe Monel. Those are the predictions.
Alura.
Oh yeah, definitely Alura. Definitely Alura. All the parents gotta go. Next episode. All the parents are done. They're gonna bring in Alex's mom and kill her for no reason.
Girl, quit. What? Did you really just?
Wouldn't it be hilarious? Well, see, here's my thing. I think Alura does have to die, but I really didn't want Alura to die until she met Supergirl's Earth Mom. Because I wanted to see like that kind of dynamic. So it would be really funny if like Supergirl's mom like showed up like for no reason next week. Like, I just figured this was a good weekend. They're like, why are you here? The Earth is being terraformed. Why are you here? All right. Any other predictions or anything for next week?
I'm ready. I'm ready and I'm not. I know, like we said, he's like, dang, we got to go into June. I'm like, I don't want it to be. That's why I'm excited. I want to go back and watch the video where everybody lost their shit. I mean, the episode where everybody lost their shit. And I want to go back. I just kind of want to rewatch the whole season at this point.
Yeah. I don't, we can skip some of the Brainy stuff. Brainy was probably my least favorite part of this season. Well, until they didn't make him put on that horrible makeup. Then I was like, I can at least tolerate you. I really liked Imra. This has been a really good season. I really liked Imra.
Oh, what if the Legion comes back and they kill Imra?
That would be rude.
It would be rude.
I really like her. Don't do that.
I do too, but I could see him doing it. I really could.
No, I see. If anything, I want Mon-El to have to make that hard, telling her that he's leaving her and have to deal with the consequences. That's why I wouldn't want her to die. Because I hate when they do that on shows too, when you know somebody's about to like have. Or
that might. What if that's what happens? He goes to tell her, she dies, so he has to go back to the future because he got to explain this shit.
Ooh, that would be interesting. Because he has to try and keep that alliance that their marriage formed.
So he confesses, but they can't be together.
That would be good. Or they're going to come up with some other like way to defeat Rain that means that he can't stay on Earth again.
They can't. I don't think they're going to tap that well again.
That would be hilarious. All right. Feedback time?
Yeah. Do we have time? Do we need to switch over?
Let's see. I think there's only 2. They're pretty short. Okay. So the first one's from Amani. Amani says, Lord, the Black fatherhood this season is going to kill me. Bring Joe and Iris over here. They deserve this writing greatness.
Listen.
That is so true. Also, they just need to talk about race on The Flash in some significant way. It's just, now it's bothering me. Now that Supergirl did it and did it so well, it's bothering me that The Flash hasn't done it. So, I don't even know what to say at this point, but I'm here for all of it. Come through and save the world, Pop Pop. Oh, and by the way, Lena was right.
Yes, she was all day.
John wants to go non-lethal, but I noticed Alex was sure glad they had that synthetic kryptonite. I'm mad they had to get our Asian homie out the paint. See, nobody knows his name. But he was the only...
Shut up. Leave my baby alone. Leave my Asian boo alone.
Amadi says, but he was the only expendable character with emotional ties with Wynn, and they actually built those beats. Really, they
did. See, that's why I like it. That's why it hurts, but it works. Because The Flash did that with a couple of characters this season and last season, where we were supposed to care within an episode, and then they died, and I'm like, why am I supposed to care? New number, who this?
And then the one person where they actually, if you cared, built up something with was homeboy Stretch, and then they brought him back from the dead. So it's like there's no point. Yeah, you lost all the emotional weight of building his character up and killing him.
Look, Joss Whedon may be an unfaithful asshole, but at least when he kills somebody, they stay dead. I mean, come on. Come on. Be brave.
Yes. Be brave. Just go all the way. Write it. Really, this whole season has been about those bonds and family. Hell, they even had Mama asking Cara why that fine-ass Monel doesn't come around for dinner anymore. It was true. Mom Dukes was like, so, I noticed this guy that you showed up with twice. How's he doing? It's like, good job, Mom. And that emotional investment is why it's going to hurt even more when Sam dies and Alex has to adopt Ruby. Hurt for the doctor. I mean, she's been praying for that baby to go all season.
I don't dislike. I really have, but I don't. It's not because I don't like Ruby. I like her. I just figure it'd be more powerful if we lost her. Am I wrong? Wouldn't it be more powerful if we lost Ruby?
No, because I don't want that baby to die.
No. It's not about you not wanting that. You just answered the question in the affirmative because you don't want her to die and it would hurt more. It would be more powerful to kill the kid.
It's killing children.
But this is Supergirl. They won't go there.
Killing children. Okay. Amani says, maybe if she showed up with a brick. Great episode. Great season. Can't wait for the finale. And then we have one more from Sherrod B.
Hey, Sherrod.
The whole theme of the season is family and relationships. I see it now. I'm going to cry when John's dad passes. The last episode is going to be a downer. Also, F Monel. Wait, why are we effing Monel?
I wonder if he's... Right in next week, are you mad because of how he's acting with Kara, this whole back and forth juvenile shit?
Monel came in through with the power punch, so right now I love him.
I'm thinking it's the relationship piece that's irritating him. But write in and let us know.
Okay. Yeah, let us know. I also feel like Monel did the nice thing. He held off. And then he was finally like, okay, this is the time.
He didn't hold off till he was divorced.
But she told him to figure it out first. They separated.
Come see me when you got a divorce decree with the judge's stamp. I don't even think so.
I don't think
that's messy. Messy.
All right. So that is it for this week. Next week's title is something sad. No, it's not.
Oh my God.
No, battles lost and won. Notice they say lost first. So yeah, just get ready. Just get your tears ready. Everybody it's all going down next week. And if they do it right, it will all go down and it'll be greatness. It's so hard.
Cue up the boys to men.
Oh gosh. Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you next week. There will be a feedback post up. Get your feedback in because it's gonna be lit. Is that what the kids are saying? I feel like when I said it, it didn't sound right.
I plead the fifth. Y'all be easy. Bye.
Bye.